Hi everyone, it's Elsie here. I hope you're all well. So I have a mini album to share with you today, and I'm using the Just a Little Lovely scrapbook collection. And yeah, I'm just gathering some supplies, and I've already done some die cutting off camera because it's pretty boring and self-explanatory, so you don't need to see that. But for the base of my album, I'm using the tag die set from the Essentials range from Pink Fresh. And yeah, this die set is just so versatile and amazing and lovely. Be good for Christmas time coming up because yeah, for gift tags and things like that I'll use it for. I'm just going to be using this all the time. I absolutely love this set. So yeah, I'm just using sort of the very basic tag shape as the base of my album. And I was inspired to sort of create this transparent mini album because in the Just a Little Lovely collection, there's this pack of acetate floral die cuts, and they are just so beautiful. So I thought it'd be really interesting to sort of create an album that's uses sort of more transparent or translucent, sort of see-through materials. I've never done anything like that before, so I thought that would be kind of a fun little idea. So here I'm using the Floral Element stamp set to do some heat embossing on some vellum as another one of my transparent kind of papers. And this stamp set coordinates perfectly with the Just a Little Lovely florals in that collection. And yeah, so I'm just heat embossing that in white. And yeah, this did take a while, and it's really difficult because you obviously can't see really what you're embossing. So yeah, it kind of took a while because you have to kind of stop and emboss what you've stamped already, and then they just repeat the process a lot. So I filled a whole A4 sheet of vellum with these floral images, and yeah, I absolutely love the sort of the look of them on the vellum. It's very like kind of lacy and sort of ornate looking. Yeah, and the vellum didn't warp too much either. My original plan as well was to stamp on some acetate, basically follow the same steps as I did on the vellum, but with some acetate. But I didn't realise my acetate wasn't heat proof or heat resistant or whatever it's called, so it like literally warped so much. I was just like, oh god. So that didn't work, but you live and you learn. So yeah, just I stuck with heat embossing the vellum, and yeah, I end up cutting those cutting tags with that from that paper. So yeah, as you can see, there's a result. I think I got about 6 tags, maybe more, out of that one sheet of A4. So yeah, it's pretty good going. But I also would like some tips on heat embossing, because I noticed on some of them the heat embossing kind of flaked off, and I didn't know what I was doing wrong, whether it was the embossing thing I'd used or the powder or the vellum, I don't know. But yeah, any tips or tricks, please let me know. So I can't actually remember what this washi tape is called specifically, but it's this floral washi tape, which again is perfectly coordinated with the Just a Little Lovely collection. So you kind of get 3 sort of main sections of the washi tape. So you got one with like all those little individual flowers on it, another one with a wreath, a border, and then one with a very large floral cluster on it. So yeah, you get a lot of bang for your buck with this washi tape. I absolutely love it. So yeah, I also have the coordinating dies, which coordinate perfectly with this washi tape, and also the stamp set as well. So yeah, it's a really versatile range. I highly recommend. Yeah, it's just a lot of fun to use all of this, all of these supplies. So that large floral cluster, I am just sort of arranging how I want it to be cut out from the tag die, and yeah, just running that through my die cut machine. And then I'm also gonna use the coordinating dies to die cut the sort of smaller floral clusters, and I'll use them as embellishments throughout the album. And yeah, so another sort of transparent element that I can sort of embellish with as well. So yeah, I was super happy with the results. It was a lot of sort of factory assembly line kind of a process, but once it was all done, the album came together really, really quick. So those are the acetate die cuts that kind of inspired this album, and yeah, just the colours on them are so vibrant and beautiful. So I've also die cut some sort of small little rectangle pieces of pattern to sort of put as on the transparent pages, and also I've cut out my photos to that same die and to that same size, so everything kind of matched. And yeah, off camera I did a little bit of sort of pre-planning of my title page, and I also on the tags I set an eyelet into the holes of each one. Since I knew some of these pages, especially like the vellum pages, are quite sort of flimsy, to have that kind of the reinforcement of an eyelet as you're sort of going through the album, as the album's sort of being jostled around. I knew that it wouldn't tear and break, the pages wouldn't, so yeah, setting an eyelet is really it was really helpful in that sense. And yeah, so I'm going through the album, and I am combining you know, sort of popping in some pattern papers and things into the pages, just because the patterns are really, really pretty in this collection, but also because if the whole thing was transparent, it just kind of looked a bit sort of grey and weird, and so the kind of pattern paper helps break it up, and sort of you can see all those gorgeous colours. There's like lots of watercolour texture and everything, so it's very, very soft and pretty looking, and yeah, it just works. So yeah, there's a lot of transparent elements, and also pages. So this one I sort of working sort of chronologically. It's kind of like a day in the life album, because I'm just basically compiled a load of pictures taken on like Sundays. Sundays are like my favourite day of the week, you know, like go for dog walks, have lunch, just kind of chill. Yeah, it's just really nice. So I thought I'd sort of document it chronologically. So I'm starting off with a cup of coffee, because I can't function without it, literally. It's really bad how badly I'm addicted to coffee, but anyway. And then yeah, just compiling like loads of pictures that kind of represent my Sundays. So this really, really unattractive photo of myself is me being sort of attacked by my dog, lovingly attacked. She, yeah, as soon as she realizes I'm up, she's like, you know, like right in my face, like, hello, I'm up too, kind of thing. It's really cute. Yeah, I'm slightly obsessed with my dog. And yeah, I'm just like sort of clustering a load of those washi tape florals that I die cut out, and these die cuts are just the perfect little you know, like embellishments to sort of pop around the photo, and yeah, they're just really, really easy to use. And it's also great because obviously they're on a washi roll, so I've got so many of them. Yeah, and oh yeah, this tag is my absolute favourite tag. So there's this really large acetate die cut floral piece, and I just glued it onto an acetate tag, and obviously leaving that to dry, and it's just literally it just fit perfectly, and yeah, it's just so beautiful and vibrant and bold. And I'm also creating a little shaker pocket or tag page, whatever you want to call it, and I'm just using some sort of pink and gold sequins from my stash, as well as some sort of fine white and gold glitter. And yeah, I just used my sewing machine to adhere those two, or to create the pocket. And yeah, I just left one side open as I was filling it to fill it up, and I don't know what I'm doing there. But yeah, I also ended up setting an eyelet as well into that pocket, just to keep that bit close so no glitter would fall out as well, and also as well to reinforce the tag. And yeah, it was just a really nice sort of way to include a bit of glitter and a bit of sparkle and interactivity. I really like shaker pockets and things like that. So yeah, it worked really, really well with the sewing machine. I was pleased with the result. I also used my sewing machine to create a little pocket, and yeah, I created this out of vellum. So I also used, oh gosh, I'm sorry about the lighting there. I think it's because I'm wearing a black jumper and it sets the lighting off. I'm not quite sure. But yeah, you can kind of see what I'm doing with this acetate tag. So obviously with a transparent album, you kind of have to think about the next page and then the next page as well, because obviously you can see through, so you kind of have to make sure that everything kind of looks relatively okay, sort of layered on top of each other. So yeah, it was really useful that all of my pictures were the same size, because I cut them out from the same die, and yeah, it just meant that you could kind of get two pictures in one, if that makes sense, because nothing overlapped and you didn't get any weird shapes. And yeah, it's where these transparent die cuts as well came in really handy, because they're sort of gold on one side but kind of silver on the other, so it looks really nice. So yeah, you could kind of use both sides of the die cut. So yeah, just really simple. And then as well, I like the way it looks when it's flipped over onto that blue pattern paper. So yeah, and as you can see, I'm auditioning what kind of pattern I want to use underneath that tag. So yeah, do I want to use orange? Do I want to use blue? Do I want to use pink? Do I want to use some vellum? Yada yada yada, you get me. So yeah, whereas with other mini albums, you can kind of just, you don't have to necessarily think about what you're going to put on the next page. With this one you do, so it's kind of like a little extra step, but it's yeah, it's fine. And with all the papers in this collection, they're also sort of beautiful and sort of just, yeah, they're just beautiful papers. Lots of watercolor texture, which I love, so it's sort of really easy and simple to use. And yeah, I'm just putting some puffy flowers on this tag. I wasn't really afraid to use dimension as well on this page. As you can see on that tag above the orange one, I added one of the layered stickers in, and yeah, I didn't take any of the foam layers off to make it a bit flatter. I just kind of embraced the chunkiness. I really like chunky albums, so yeah, I didn't sort of think, oh no, I can't use layers and can't sort of use the more dimensional embellishments, because yeah, I just don't care about that. It makes them more interesting as well to look at, all those layers. So yeah, I'm just using some of those puffy flowers. I absolutely love them. Obviously taking about 3 years to decide what like what sort of what's it called, my god, I'm having a mind blank. Composition. Yeah, I want. And yeah, those stickers, those word stickers are really, really useful in this album. I use quite a few of them. And yeah, they just work together really well. So as you can see, you could obviously just leave the backs of the tags blank, but I chose to embellish them and yeah, add photos in. It's just extra space, isn't it? So yeah, the good thing about using a die as well is that you can sort of guarantee that all the tags are going to be the same size, so there's no sort of awkward trimming and measuring and things like that. You just don't have to think about it, which is great for me because I'm terrible at measuring. Maths is just not my strong suit. So yeah, and I know I'm kind of skipping, sort of jumping around a little bit, but yeah, it's a long old video and I didn't want to bore you too much, but yeah, as I said as well, there's going to be a full flip through of the album in a separate video. I'll have that linked again in the description box and in the end slate, so yeah, you can, I mean, if you don't want to watch another sort of 10-15 minutes of this, you can just skip to the finished thing. So yeah, I just used that vellum or washi tape vellumed tag, and you can't really see what's on the other side, but you can still kind of get that sort of colour as well. So I kind of made sure that any embellishments I use sort of coordinated nicely with sort of the colour on the layer and on the tag underneath. So I mean, nothing would really clash because I'm just using the same collection, but yeah, it was sort of made sense in my brain to make everything kind of sort of make sure it matched and everything. So I added that shaker pocket in between these two pages, and yeah, I really like how you can kind of see these photos, you know, sort of at the same time. They're very, like, you know, kind of similar photos, so yeah, having that little sort of break in between them, but also being able to sort of see through, yeah, it's just a really nice little touch, I think. So yeah, I'm just using some of the cardstock die cuts as well for this page. Yeah, and as you can see, the flowers are like the same style, so yeah, it's just a flower overload, this album, but flowers are like my favourite embellishment to use in scrapbooking and in any card making, crafting. I just love florals, so yeah, this collection really yeah, it's very inspiring to me. And yeah, I love the way the blue looks as well. Yeah, just this collection is just got everything. I love it. And yeah, using another one of those floral vellum pieces I created to sort of create a separator between the two photos, and then using the washi flowers as embellishments, and because they're kind of smaller as well, they work well on this kind of like in a mini album. Deciding whether I want to use puffy stickers or little wood buttons. I do sort of go back once the camera's off in this album and just sort of add my journaling and the final little touches. But again, you'll see that in the flip through video. So some pages I didn't add a photo, either left it blank for journaling or just sort of added a little embellishment. Just it creates like a nice little break. So that vellum piece again I used as you know, sort of a break, and just added embellishments on both sides. And the puffy sort of phrase stickers are like, or stickers are really they're really large, but some of them do fit on these tags. I just cut down sort of the end of the T just so it fit on this album. But yeah, I really like the way it looked, and it's a kind of really nice little bold sort of statement piece, and it kind of curled nicely around my photo. So yeah, I was pleased with that one. And yeah, again, I'm just combining some of the acetate with the cardstock die cuts, just to create a really nice little layered look. These photos I really wanted to include, but they didn't fit in the sort of the rectangle die that I was using for all the other photos. So that's why I thought, oh, it'd be nice to sort of create a pocket and add them in there. Yeah, so the vellum worked really well, and I'm just sticking one of those floral cardstock die cuts on the photo behind, so it's easy to pull out of the pocket and see what the photo is. And then yeah, again, using acetate die cuts. I love you get sort of the filled ones with the colour, and then you also get some outline gold foiled ones. So yeah, they're so good. I love them. Talking of things I love these alphas as well. Pink Fresh alphas, they're always amazing. I'm not massively into alphas like with other collections and that, but just Pink Fresh just nail it every time. Yeah, and I always find myself reaching for them and using them as well. So yeah, I was happy with that. Also, I made sure not to pop an eyelet on the cardstock tags until I'd sort of completed both sides of it. So yeah, I could just punch one eyelet through both tags. And this photo is so embarrassing, but it's really funny as well, because I came back from my dog walk to my ASOS order, and I was really excited because I had ordered this really sort of floaty, summery dress, or what I thought was a floaty, pretty summery dress. And as soon as I tried it on, I literally looked like a Victorian ghost who should be haunting old manor houses and sitting in rocking chairs. I literally looked like I was from a Victorian horror film. It was disturbing. And yeah, it looked nothing like it did on the model. It was just awful. It had like these puffed sleeves as well, which just didn't help. And it was just, everyone had a good laugh at my expense, but it was pretty awful. Yeah, so goodbye my floaty summery dress of my dreams, which I thought it was, but it clearly was not. It honestly looked like I should be sitting in a rocking chair knitting and just like cackling to myself. It was that bad. But yeah, that happened on a Sunday, so I thought I'll include that in the album. And yeah, moving on. I'm also creating this little sort of flip page within the tag, I guess. I had these two photos, and yeah, they're kind of similar, and obviously because I cut them out at the same size, I could just sort of create a very simple hinge and make like, so you could flip between the photos as another interactive element. And yeah, I really like the way that turned out. So yeah, it's just, I really love this album. It's just very sort of sweet, and it's a nice collection of memories, and I really like the transparentness of it, and this collection made it so easy to do. Yeah, it's just a perfect little collection. And yeah, just deciding how to decorate that inside cover. Again, I used one of those phrase cardstock word stickers. They're just so useful in situations like these, and I really like how they're all kind of different colours and that watercolour pattern. Yeah, it's just really pretty. So I'm actually cutting down some of those phrase stickers and sort of chopping the phrase up so it fits on that page. and yeah, I just trimmed the sort of tops and the bottoms just to make them all sort of proportional. And yeah, it was just like a nice little something to add into that inside page. Again, adding more flowers because yeah, I'm obsessed with them, I love them. Yeah, we're nearing the end, so well done for watching if you managed to make it this far. And yeah, I'll have some still photos coming up next, and a link to the flip through video on the end screen, and obviously link below, as well as all of the supplies that I used. So yeah, that's it. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the flip through video, and yeah, have a great day everyone. Bye.